Taking a little bit longer than what it normally takes, but it's okay. We don't mind, we'll get there in the end. Well, it's one of those days where it's raining. It started off this morning raining a little bit, and now it's really coming down. It's very beautiful though, it's gorgeous. The rain, welcome everybody. Hi there, hi Karen, hi Patsy, hi everybody, welcome, 12 beautiful souls. I don't know whether I'm on Crystal channel or I'm on Mark Bajerski channel. Could you just give me an idea which channel I'm on? Is it Crystals or is it Mark Bajerski channel? Just let me know. The Crystal channel doesn't seem to connect with anybody as of late these days. I'm lucky to get 10 people on. Normally when it's Mark Bajerski channel we get about 50 or 60 on, which is always lovely that you can all interconnect. MB. Great. Good stuff then. Hopefully we'll get a few more on. Hi Brendan. Hi Jackie. Hi everybody. Well, some great news. Officially the Ancient Art of Flower Reading, my new book, the Flower Bible, is now complete. It's finished. It now needs to go to the next level. So the next level is normally what I would do with my book would be. Oh, I'm not talking about this, by the way. It's just a thought. What I would normally do is then find a book company that will self-publish for me. The last one was Lemon House, but I'm thinking about taking my book now to somebody who maybe has worked with people like Hay House and things like that, and an individual, and you know, place the book in front of them, saying, okay, what's the next steps to do? You know, show me how a book should be written. I like the way I write my books, but maybe we'll try it a little bit different and get some expertise of somebody who really knows how to take it from here, how to present the book, how to, you know, maybe do some changes so what we see is what we see, but we might miss things out. So a different, fresh set of eyes who's used to write, who's used to, I don't know, ghostwriting, editing, whatever it may be. It's great for another pair of eyes to look at it. So they might turn around like Arlene believes that we don't need drawings inside because it's so it's so perfect in the way it's written and easy to understand that you don't really need diagrams. I'm like, yeah, that's probably true actually. You don't. Makes sense. So we might not use diagrams. I would like to have 100%. I would love to have the front book painted, the cover done by Carl Rohrig. So I want to proceed with that. Also, we need somebody to find a company that all the flowers that we have to have the same image, same size, same shape, same everything, so that they all, you know, fit together in the book. They're obviously going to be beautiful colour photographs of 50 flowers, which, you know, I've interpreted the flowers for you. And that's it really. So there's a couple of people I've been like doing some research, and there's a couple of people that I think maybe, so I'm going to reach out to them and see what they think. So, but the book's finished really, it's done. I could easily just print it now, but I want to do it right. I want it to be right. I want it to be the right size. I want it to work. So that's it. I just want to shout that out. So I'm very pleased with the way the book reads. It's just enough. It doesn't need to be any more. Because I was thinking, should we make it longer? Should we put more into it? But no, it's enough. It's perfect. So today, if it's okay with you guys, I'd like to have a chat about something that I find fascinating, and I have done over the years. I've seen this as a healer. I've seen it. I see it every day. I see it in ways that maybe a few people don't see it, because I worked in that field of work. I saw it when I did ritual nights, which were a little bit heavy. I saw it with people. I saw it with companies. I saw it with Hollywood. I saw it without a doubt, I saw it with the medical industry, which is attached to poisons that they sell to people, that they open up their long plastic flips, like click, 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 and it says Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and then they just pop these pills every day. I saw it with that. I saw it with corporations selling foods. I saw it, and it's hard to unsee. It's hard to unsee that we are in a battle between light and dark. And when that's mentioned now, it's almost like it's meaningless. People don't really understand what that means. They go, oh yeah, we're in a battle between light and dark. Yeah, oh yeah, we're in a spiritual battle, but they don't really know what it means. It's just another key word that most people don't understand. They just don't get it. So I guess I'd like to talk about the spiritual battle between light and dark, and how darkness has evolved into this more than, I mean, it's more than an expert. It's almost like, it's hard to describe how it's not even how to describe it. It's the magnificence of this planet and how it's manipulated on a constant daily basis, that it's almost like a veil, a dark veil over us. And it's all to do with the connection of our higher self, the true you, the real you. And it's so corny. It's so corny to say that, because everybody says it. Nobody freaking knows why they say it. They don't even know what they mean when they say it. And they don't even know what, even if we were able to connect, or, you know, have this awareness or awakening, they wouldn't even know what to do with it. They wouldn't know. They haven't got a clue. So people just say these things without any understanding. Oh yeah, I'm awake. Oh yeah, I'm aware. No, you're not. None of us are. We're just battling through this delusion of a dark force that 24 hours a day, till the moment you take your last breath, continues to overshadow everything that you are and everything that you could be, because it knows if you are able to, it's basically connection. It's not awareness, it isn't awakening, it's connection. It's connecting to the consciousness that you are, which is the consciousness that is around us, above and below. There is no hell, there is no heaven, there's just energy. And hell isn't below, and heaven isn't above. It's just a metaphor. They needed to say these things. It's just a metaphor. It means nothing. But energy is there in both forms, in positive and negative, in yin and yang, light and dark. So that energy is always there for us to attune to. And when we say, oh, we're attuned, even as a healer that's worked in a room with energy, with the music playing, just closed eyes, working on the energy on that client, even after 12 years of solid working in that room every day, even I know that there's only brief moments when you can connect fully to this source. And the Buddha mentioned it a few times, and there are different names for it. Nirvana is one of them, connecting to this high energy source. But that's really, you know, something very interesting, and there's conversations about that with many spiritual guides saying, well, and I do believe wholeheartedly that You know, if we were to connect to that energy full time, we wouldn't be able to live properly. We wouldn't be able to live in the existence of this earthly life. We'd be on a high. We'd be banging into lampposts. We wouldn't be, you know, we'd be thinking differently and feeling differently. So it's not like when we say, oh, we're trying to achieve enlightenment. It's not like, when I say that, I mean brief moments of it, just to be able to connect to it. Whereas, you know, we live an earthly life, we get up off our ass, we do our best, we create, we love, we share, we care, we take care of ourselves, we look after others and do all those things, which is the earthly existence and the experience. But then to be able to connect, and this is the point I'm trying to make, and this is the deep dive I'd like to go into. When in fact people do actually get that brief moment of connection, the darkness and the system is aware of this. It's so aware of it that it's put in place so many things over the centuries that stop you from actually really connecting and understanding. The first thing that they do is they demonize it. That's the first thing they'll do. So when you connect to your consciousness, your higher self, and when you connect to this consciousness that I believe is connected to the spirit world, which means that your family, your grandma in the spirit world, or friends in the spirit world, your family, or whatever you want to, it doesn't matter, but you connect with them and you feel them, and you then start to maybe not just downloads, but all of a sudden you'll hear something like, don't go there, don't do that. So you become more connected to that world, so that you can get direct messages, and sometimes they'll save your life. Most people can't go there because of the reasons why I'm going to talk about today. But if you look back over the centuries, at one point, especially back in the 50s, the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s and 60s, this was so evident that there wasn't really the drugs like there is now. There wasn't really the poison foods like there is now. So they had to compensate for that. So they created places which were deemed mental institutions. And I don't know if you know this, but back in the days, there was a lot of people in mental institutions. And the reason why that is because they were very connected. They were very connected to our world, spirit world, and they were hearing and connecting to the spirit world. There was no real guides. There was nobody really who could help them. There was only, I believe, a small percentage of people who were out there who were able to help them, but not many. I think most of them claimed to be clairvoyants, and there was a lot of fakery. Real healers were already killed a long time ago by, you know, the previous centuries, where they called them witches and so on. So the real healers of the world are always taken out. And that's because of the darkness. The darkness fears love. The darkness fears truth. The darkness fears answers. And the darkness can't stand when you have knowledge and information. So, because that doesn't serve darkness, and that doesn't serve the demonic realm. It doesn't serve pedophiles. It doesn't serve those who are trying to steal everything from people and take their land, and you know, those that I call monsters. So they have to stop that one person in the playground who knows damn well what's going on, because they know that that's their biggest threat. Everybody else is just getting on in the playground because they don't really know what's going on, and you know, they might get slapped a few times by the bully, but there might be one person that playground is fully attuned and watching and seeing exactly what the bully's up to, and knows before the bully's about to do it. So the bully's going to do everything they can to, you know, throw you into a mental institution. So what happened was, and it still does happen to this day, people who do every now and again become connected, which is very rare now, and they start to have this connection with their consciousness and the spirit world, they're deemed crazy, and they're instantly taken to GP, doctors, then to some kind of medical facility where the doctors will prescribe them drugs to stop the voices. And there are countless cases where people have meditated and started to hear voices, because there are times that you can connect while meditating, and you can open up a doorway or something within your body which nobody really knows. Everybody talks about it as if they know the energy system. Nobody knows anything. They're only guessing. They see, they might have some cameras that show, the aura and stuff. Nobody has a clue. Nobody knows what this body can do and how powerful it is. Nobody. We only touch 5% of what we really can do and how powerful we truly are to the connection, to the consciousness, and all is. Just like when a mum sees a son trapped under a car, she'll run over and lift the car up. Where did that strength come from? There's no way on earth that you can lift, a 1-ton car, but you can, because we have that ability, but it's been shut down. It's been purposely shut down by evil, by darkness, by the bullies. All the same, just different levels. So your darkness is another level. Just because you can't see it doesn't mean it doesn't exist. So there's been also this hijacking of consciousness and dark energies pretending to be our consciousness. But that's been the true connection has been so overshadowed by the idea that everything now is a deceiver. That in itself is dangerous, because that's not true. You can connect to the spirit world anytime you want, if you want. But the way to do it is you have to have a healthy body, a healthy mind. You need so many things that need to be cleansed and cleared from the body. The pineal gland needs to be cleansed, cleaned. You need to sit in Mother Nature, because if you're in and around Wi-Fi all the time, you'll never get fully connected, ever, because Wi-Fi is that what stops. It's basically, Wi-Fi is the net, is the veil that I talk about. It stops us connecting. That's why they want the 6, 7, 8, 10G, because that stops your connection to the spirit world. They know this. They know the connection between, they know frequency, energy. It's all that ever is. So if they can hijack that energy from you to connect, you won't be able to connect. And thus you'll be walking around like a dummy, listening to anything that, Tucker Carlson says, or Joe Rogan, or all the rest of them, and that will be your only source of information. That ain't information. Whether they know it or not, they're hijacked. They're a hijack. They're put there deliberately. You think they can get they're brilliant, they're amazing. There's lots of amazing, brilliant people. How come they haven't got that kind of, in fact, I know a lot of people who can talk far better than any Joe Rogans, and I've sat with people who are so powerful, they never get anywhere because they're dangerous. So when you receive something on your black screen and you think this is marvelous, trust me when I tell you, they only allow these things on because they have a plan. They know exactly what they're doing, and they know exactly who they are. So when you understand this and you realize that back in the 70s, 60s and 50s, not only were beautiful mums who got pregnant thrown into these places as crazy nutters, but there were a lot of people who were connecting because there wasn't poisons. There wasn't that many poisons around. There wasn't this network of 4, 5G that was causing this disconnect. There wasn't barium, there wasn't aluminium being poured over us. There's a reason why you're injected with aluminium. There's a reason why, why do they put aluminium in everything? because it stops our connection. It makes us sick, it makes us ill. It basically covers all the most important physical parts that would then connect you to the spiritual, to be able to be in tune with what you need and how to grow this world and make it a better place. Making you sick is a perfect way to control this world. It's great for the bully. The bully doesn't want to see somebody getting stronger, both mind, body and spirit, physically, mentally, emotionally, because that becomes a threat. So the bully, which is the system, which is controlled by the darkness, the system is controlled by the elites who are invisible. Nobody knows who they are, because that's how they get to continue. And then those are controlled by darkness, entities, and they are part of the very entities. That's probably their brothers and sisters in the world where they come from, which isn't hell. They come from somewhere else where we don't come from. So back in the days, they used to throw you inside and start sticking these things in your mouth, tablets, and they realized that once they got the physical body in a really bad state, and the way to do that is by pharmaceutical products, they realized that they could then open you up to receiving these entities. And that's when they said, oh, you see, they're crazy. Prior to that, they weren't crazy. Prior to that, a lot of them were very attuned, and it is challenging sometimes when you become almost connected. I mean, I wrote about this quite a few times, but there were many clients that were sat in front of me and lying down and having healing sessions who were absolutely terrified. They might have done some kind of spiritual work, and all of a sudden they're hearing voices now, and they've got constant voices in their mind, and you have to help them through that, to heal from that, and that's not that easy. And sometimes it can take months, sometimes it can take years. So, like I said, we don't really know that much of what's really happening. But if you were to say, you know, I'm not really into all this Kundalini awakening and stuff. I don't really know. It's just words to me. But what I do see is a client coming saying, I'm hearing things and I'm seeing things now. So, you know, your kid is one of them. Your kid can go through that as well. So your child can all of a sudden start to see spirits and hear spirits. And I dealt with that. I dealt with that for years on how to help children. And mostly they're affected. And truly, they're affected longer because the mum and dads are panicking. They take the children to a hospital or a doctor. He prescribes them on drugs, and it takes longer and causes more long-term effect, which is not positive. Whereas my take on it was, this is a blessing, this is beautiful. And then I'd sit with a little girl or boy and say, who are you talking to? Can I talk to them? Can we talk to them together? And then, oh, this is lovely. And I would normalize it in the sense of, there's no fear attached to it. And then I'd ask questions. So, who's your friend? What do they look like? And we'd talk, and how do you feel when they're around you? When you find out that actually when you allow your child to express themselves and not be frightened of who their friend is, then there becomes a bond, and that bond doesn't normally last forever. It can only, sometimes it lasts for 6 weeks, sometimes it lasts for a year, but rarely does it last all your life, because the darkness wants to take that away from you. It wants to take away from you the spirit world connection that we should all have every day. That connection where you have that beautiful intuition that, you know, don't get me wrong, we do have that connection, but we don't feel it. That connection is always around us, just like fear is, but we're more happy with, we're more comfortable with fear, worry, panic, breaking news, we're worried from, oh, that's easier and that's normalized. That shouldn't be normalized. That isn't normal. That's the whole, it's all inverted. When you're sat there and you're connecting to the spirit world like a little girl does, that's normal. That's normal. That's how we should do. So they've taken, darkness knows this, and darkness works to stop that, and it will ridicule it. It will poison you, so you will not be connected anymore to that. So, you know, like when I talk about these things, I talk about these things for a week. I can do a workshop for a week talking about this and explaining so many avenues this goes down, but as a chat for half an hour, I try and compact as much as I can for you to think about these things. So, you know, what is the answer? We've already been hijacked, we've already had injections, we're already eating the bad food, we're already, you know, being poisoned every day, we're already being sprayed upon, we're already being drinking the non-toxic water, which is fluoride, which is another thing that causes you not to connect. You probably already know this, but all of these things are so vital to understand daily, and that we remind ourselves that 5G is that what stops us connecting. You know, fluoride is that what stops us connecting. Poison foods, that is not foods, stops us connecting. So we have to be in Mother Nature. We have to find locally sourced foods. We have to drink water from springs free from fluoride. We have to turn off the Wi-Fi when we want to try and connect. And connection doesn't mean, oh my God, I'm connected, I'm special, I'm spiritual. No, it's normal to connect to our home world, to be in that energy of flow. That has been hijacked. So now it seems a distant memory. I don't know what you're talking about, Mark. You're talking shit. Yeah, I am talking shit because that's where we are. We're in this shit show. But it is not meant to be like this. This isn't life. And the only person who can change it is you. So don't be pissed off with the darkness. Don't be pissed off with the bullies or the elite, because you can make that change. You can decide today that I'm not going to buy into any of this bullshit. I am not walking into a supermarket no more. Okay, I might get some toilet paper. Does that toilet paper smell? Oh yeah, we put some lovely perfume in. Yeah, I don't want that. I want just normal toilet paper that doesn't smell. So it isn't going to affect my bum when I wipe myself like that poison is and what it does. Is that salt? Oh yeah, it's salt. Is it salt? Is it salt? Yeah, look at it. Yeah, but is it salt? Is that natural salt? Well, no, it's not natural. We add to it. Yeah, I don't want it. I don't want it, pal. Sorry, take it. So only you can make the decision to say, no, I don't want that. You can say, oh, okay, I'll have it, and no problem. I have a coffee every now and again. I might have a cake every now and again. I don't beat myself up over it, but predominantly, the more I eat healthy, the more I cleanse and clear, the more I walk in nature, the more I connect to my crystals, my incense, my oils, the more I do things in a way that helps me. You realize it's such a more beautiful life. And all around you is going crazy. All around you is going mental. All around you is becoming darker and more sick and ill. And actually, I'm okay. Why is that? You pig, why is that? No, I'm not a pig. The reason, yeah, it's because you're rich. No, it isn't. Money's got nothing to do with it. It's tons of rich people and eat shit and don't practice meditation and healing. They don't do anything. So it's nothing to do with money. Yes, it is. You can't buy food. You can. You just got to go and find it. You've got to hunt for it. I travelled 2.5 hours one way to get bottled water from a spring. Don't tell me you can't afford. Have you got a garden? Yeah. Can we get some seeds? Oh no, it's too much like hard work. There you go then. Nothing to do with me. You're angry because you don't want to do something. You don't want to make the effort. I don't want to be healthy. I don't want to connect. because it's easier. It's easier, and they've made it easier for you. Don't worry, we'll give you exactly what you want. We give you what you want. And it's not what we want, but we think it's what we want because we're inverted now. And when you become wise to this and you start to practice the true art of well-being and health and trying to connect and trying to heal your body, you realize we're being hijacked left, right and center. Everywhere. Just have another drink. Have another drink with me. I don't want to drink with you. Go on, have another drink. Why are you doing that for? Why can't you just be happy that I'm not drinking alcohol with you? Can't we just be friends and talk? I don't want to drink. Go on, have another drink. That's not really you saying have another drink. Might be part of you because you're feeling guilty, but there's another part that's pushing you, that wants me to drink. So then I get connected to the wrong energy, which is entity. Try these drugs. I don't want to try these drugs. What do you want me to try your drugs for? I don't need the drugs. Yeah, you take the drugs. No, I don't need the drugs. And you start taking drugs, and then you start connecting to the wrong energy. And so on. So it really is something that only you can change in your life. And the videos that I make on a daily basis over the past 10 years have been one to make you think, and not to make you guilty when you're adding 3 teaspoons of sugar in your coffee or tea. It's not to make you guilty, it's just to make you think. And if you do have a guilty feeling because of that, it's not really guilt. The word guilt is being hijacked. It's your consciousness crying, saying, please stop, because this is the only body I've got. Please stop eating all that chocolate. Please stop eating these non-crisps. It's killing my body. Please, God, stop. But we don't listen. So I just wanted to, just have a chat about that, and just to tell you that every day is a day that darkness continues to hijack us. But the good news is that the moment you decide that you're not going to be hijacked again, and that you're going to look after your body, and you're going to spend more time and effort on yourself to the awakening of who you are and why you're here and what your purpose is, then darkness loses you. It's lost. It's gone. So you're the only one who can do this. Nobody else. And even if you had a master pushing you every day, no. That just means that your master is the one that just holds this together and not you. You are your master. And it's up to you whether you make the change in your life or you don't. For the past 20 years, I've said, look, just add a little bit of better things into your life. And the more health you put into your mouth, the more medicine you put into your mouth, as in fruit and vegetables, which are natural. And the more meditation you do, the more good thoughts you do, the more kinder things you do, the more you look after yourself in a loving way, then the less shit you put into your mouth and the less shit you watch and hear about, and the less darkness can attach to you. So nobody's said to you that it's a race. Nobody's ever told you it's a race apart from darkness. Darkness tells you fear's a race, and it wants you to embrace it straight away and win the race of fear, and it wants you to fear instantly. But the light doesn't ever ask for anything. It doesn't ever want anything, and it doesn't ever ask you to achieve it at a certain level. It says it's here whenever you want it, and that's the beautiful thing about light and love and our spirit world. There is no race, there is no winning, there is no achieving. It's just a way of life. It's just a way of life. So then I leave you on this note. What way of life do you want to leave this world at? At what point do you want to leave this world at? Do you want to leave this world in a way of life where you're happy, joyful, filled with love and health and well-being, and your body just deteriorates in a loving way and you fall asleep and you then move back home? Or do you want to live this earthly life till your last breath, where you're sick and your liver's damaged and you're not connected and you're in fear and you're in worry and your body's just a mess? There is no question in my mind what I want to do. and how I want to leave this world and what I want to leave behind in this world. And I'll leave you on that note. I do wish you a lovely day, guys. Take care of yourself and have a great day from Bali and from my heart to yours. No one has the power over you unless you let them. No darkness has the power over you unless you allow it into your life. Take care. Bye for now.